highs on the New York Stock Exchange. 6 companies hit 52-week highs. 689 hit 52-week lows. That was yesterday in the New York Exchange. On NASDAQ, 7 companies hit new highs. 480 hit new lows. That underscores the carnage, and this is one of the things, Jeff, why maybe this could be a shallow bear market, because we were already in a bear market coming into the year.
Yeah, and it was my contention we were already in a recession, we were already in a bear market, and keep in mind, anytime we've had these major sell-offs, the Fed has always stepped in. They stepped in yesterday with Bullard, and I think the Fed not stepping in, reality coming to the surface, investors don't have a reason to buy at this point.
But outside of jawboning the market, what do they have left? That 25 basis point hike? I
Nothing.
mean, their quiver's got dust in it. I mean, that's it. You shot, you won.
Well, what they have is they have a credibility issue. Their credibility is shot.
It's shot.
Their credibility
It's
is destroyed. So you had and the assumption that they could determine when we're in an asset bubble and when we're not, I think is insanity. And now the market is standing on its own and suffering withdrawal from the support that they've given.
Got to point out to the audience, in my mind, Dow 16,000 is more than symbolic. It is a serious support number. It's got to hold on a closing basis. Right now, it's giving way. We haven't been under Dow 16,000 since September 20th. You got to remember, back in the summer, we had that flash crash. That would take us to 15,666, a very ominous number, very realistic if somehow the market doesn't make a stand. And how does the market make a stand on a Friday with this kind of carnage? It's going to be a big test of the market this whole session long. Tammy, you look like you're eager to jump in.
Well, look, I'm looking at, we've got numbers now out of December when it comes to consumer spending, and this is the holiday month, of course, for December. Retail sales fell in December. Across the board, we're looking at not just general merchandise, clothing, accessories, groceries, and yes, gasoline, but that wasn't the key factor. Across the board, we have stopped spending. Obviously, this is about 2/3. Consumer spending is 2/3 of the economic movement, and we've got this dynamic
This number's been like this, by the way.
itself.
People should know. This number has been like this. I study it really closely. The only thing that's been doing pretty well at restaurants, we spend more money eating out than we do at grocery stores. Maybe that's where some of that cheap gas money is going. And other than that, it's been hard to find that.
It doesn't help that we had this warm winter weather that did not agree with the inventories held by our clothing chains. I would be very, very careful right now about investing in retail. I would stay well away of companies that sell clothing. One exception.
I'm in Burlington Coat Factory.
One exception I would make, and I recommended it recently in Barron's Magazine, Hanes brand.
I'm with it.
You can always be excited about underwear. You always have to keep the underwear.
I love Hanes brand, the Wonder Bra, all of that stuff. No, really, they own
That's an
everything.
endorsement.
Yeah.
But with good weather, people are going to get out of the house and shop. I mean, so you have one way or another. You know,
they should.
Nice,
and that almost brings us back to Amazon, because some of this story we're talking about brick and mortar isn't just about the consumer. It's about the dynamics of shopping also. And I think we saw with this last holiday that all the hype about the eventual death of brick and mortar, because we've seen a few empty malls, Jeff. Maybe this is why an Amazon, even though it's got under pressure this week, I think you had 2 firms cautious on it for some reason this week. Ultimately, despite the fact that it's always going to be overvalued from traditional valuation metrics, that might be a name that finds buyers sooner than later.
Yeah, and I bet a lot of the retailers that really criticized Amazon when they started, I bet they're eating their words now, because Amazon owns retail. Amazon sets the pace for retail. Whether it deserves, I don't believe it deserves the valuations it has now. I've been a fan of this stock. I would not be in it at this point. But the bottom line is retail, brick and mortar retail, is going through an incredible crisis right now. And we're going to see a lot more of this Walmart carnage across a lot of specters.
But they don't have to, because there's still a value of going in, seeing what you want, seeing how it looks. There's something, people are even returning to books away from digital dynamics. They like to see what they're getting. We don't get that online. That's one of the things
Tammy, that's me and you. We're a little older. We romanticize that. Listen, my favorite Christmas gift were albums, right? On New Year's, I was playing old Frank Sinatra albums. But my son, his friends, they do everything over
there. But it's a social dynamic as well, and the millennials still enjoy that. And it's just a matter of capitalizing on it.
When you look at any retail stock, the first question you have to answer, why is Amazon not going to kill this company? In the case of Foot Locker, it's because they get a lot of exclusive models from Nike that other stores don't get, that Amazon doesn't get. In the case of Walmart, Amazon is going to continue killing that company.
Is Joe available now, guys?
Yes.
All right. Well, speaking of Walmart, Joe Lynn Kent, you've been talking with the company this morning.
Yeah, that's right. They're planning to close 269 stores globally. That's more than 150 stores here in the United States. And what you're going to see change, if you see a Walmart Express in your neighborhood, you may see that shut down. They're going to announce in about an hour and 15 minutes exactly which stores are going to shut down. I just talked to Walmart themselves and I asked how much this has to do with that 12% drop in profit. Remember that outlook that came in October that completely tanked the stock? They said this is in line with trying to work out how to be a more efficient company. They said a lot of these stores that are closing around the world, including in Brazil and here in the United States, have everything to do with the fact that they make losses. Then, of course, you can't help but wonder, Charles, about the higher minimum wage that they have instituted at Walmart stores. It's going to cost more than $1 billion to put this into play next year, or actually this year, rather. And Walmart says they remain fully committed to those higher wages, and that has nothing to do with the closure of these stores globally. Charles?
Thanks a lot. You know, Joe, I swear I think that's a little bit of a reversal from when they crashed last year. They did kind of blame higher minimum wage. I think that's the politically correct answer, but they're doing what they have to do. Want to check on the big board, guys. Remember, 16,000. That's your magic number today. We dipped under briefly. We're back above it. That is the magic key number. We're down 323 points. Let's shift gears. Let's get back to politics because